This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Ajay.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Your interview is in English or Hindi? English.
Yes, sir.
History.
Yes, sir.
Optional.
Yes, sir.
Come from Darjeeling.
Yes, sir.
You have appeared many times and this is your 5th attempt.
Yes, sir.
Why couldn't you make it till now?
So there were many reasons. First and foremost, I underestimated UPSC, and secondly, I had immense self-belief on myself, which in my case went against me, because what was I doing was basically I was not taking any kind of guidance or help. So I was just.
So now you are taking help?
So I took guidance for my optional classes. So.
All right. Okay. Wonderful. How did you fare in your history?
So it was.
Good?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You are from Jadavpur University. So from Darjeeling you went to Kolkata.
Yes, sir.
What is good in Darjeeling other than tea?
So there are so many good things about Darjeeling. And first and foremost, people themselves. Ourselves are very good. We are kind-hearted, and we are very welcoming. And other aspects are also there, like toy train and all, tourism, all those aspects.
All right, but do you really think that toy train, tourists are using it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. How did it get its name, Darjeeling? What does Darjeeling mean?
So it has Tibetan origin, and it means land of thunder.
Land of thunder, because of good rainfall.
Yes, sir.
And clouds.
Yes, sir.
You are a student of history. All right. So tell me, India had trade relations with Mesopotamia.
Yes, sir.
Tell me 3 big time but 3 big achievements of Mesopotamia in say 1750 BC or 2200 BC or 2700 BC. What did they achieve at that point of time, which none of the countries achieved anywhere in the world for many years?
So I'm not aware.
You are a student of history. The first code law came from Mesopotamia. Hammurabi's code, you must have heard.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, writing skill, script, cuneiform. Every damn detail was written on those clay tablets. No? Yes. And the governance itself. All right. Anyway, now tell me, which is the oldest port in India?
So if we are going into Harappan civilization, Lothal is the.
Absolutely. So what was so special about Lothal?
So it was a river port, and.
So what were we exporting from Lothal? We means Indus Valley guys.
So I'm not able to recall.
So if it was a port, the port must have been used to import few things and export few things.
Yes,
what was the major commodity which was being exported from India?
Sorry, sir.
All right, no issue. Okay, you are taken physics, chemistry, B.SC.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, what did you do? You passed out in 2018, and thereafter, what you have been doing?
So I'm studying for UPSC only.
All right. I also see that you are not opted for police services. Why?
So I have no issue.
All right. Okay. Tell me, do you think that the menstrual grant or menstrual leave should be allowed? Should we grant menstrual leave to women who are working?
Yes, sir.
Why so?
As researchers have pointed out, during menstrual cycle, people face, women face a lot of issues, and pain sometimes can be unbearable as well, and they need proper rest as well. So in that sense,
but don't you think that will discourage employers to give employment to women?
So the corporate itself or the industry itself should voluntarily do that.
They'll never do it. Why should they do it? They'll lose production.
So as far as our Honorable Minister Smriti Irani is concerned, she has said that it is not.
What the Honorable Minister has said. I want your views. Would you advocate that it should be made a law?
Yes, sir.
All right. Even if it means that fewer women will get employment.
So we haven't found such correlation where if we...
Very good. Very nice. Very nice. So my last question. Do you think it's a good idea to now introduce the concept of creamy layer for scheduled castes as well as for scheduled tribes?
Yes, sir.
Why so?
So we have seen in many cases that there is kind of a vertical reservation going on right now. Say, let's for example, IAS, father is already IAS, now is still his daughter or son are getting the reservation policies.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
This is the first time you are reached to the level of interview?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Ajay?
Yes, sir.
So you're from Darjeeling.
Yes, sir.
Darjeeling is governed by Darjeeling Gorkha Hill Council, right?
Yes, sir.
How has it impacted the development of that region?
So earlier was Darjeeling Gorkha Hill Council. Now we have GTA, which stands for Gorkhaland Territorial Administration. And it is a semi-autonomous body. So basically we have administrative functions and all, financial functions and all. But lawmaking aspect is still seen by the state government. So in that manner, it has limited functionality and scope to carry out the real development. But still, given that, given all the circumstances, they have done a fair bit of job.
There is a border dispute with Nepal in that particular region, right?
Yes, sir.
What is that dispute and which area is disputed?
So in Darjeeling side, the dispute is in the Mirik side, where it is known as Antudada and all. So there we have that issue because we don't have natural boundary over there. So that's the issue.
So what is the origin of that dispute?
So sir, I'm not aware.
I mean, Nepal must be referring to some particular map or something. There must be some origin point of that dispute. Okay, never mind. Leave it. Tell me why India has a strained relationship with almost all its neighbors.
So as far as our neighborhood is concerned, the neighboring countries have that perception that India meddles too much into their politics, and there is a sense of big brother attitude where India is trying to impose certain conditions, certain kind of things. So the countries feel that India is meddling too much into their aspect.
Let's just assume that whatever their allegations are true. Why India would be meddling into other countries' internal politics? or why India is perceived to be meddling into others' internal politics?
Our economic size and our economic size itself is seen as like a hindrance to others, because we are too big a country for our neighbors, in terms of because our neighbors are smaller, much smaller countries than India. So in that manner, they feel that all those trade and all, where India is favorably suited, and also that could be the.
Nobody has blamed Dhirubhai Ambani for Mukesh Ambani for encroaching in their area. Their neighbors are really living peacefully. So why it is happening? I mean, just trying to draw a parallel.
So sorry.
Think about it. Okay, my last question to you. Are you following politics of Pakistan?
Yes, sir.
So recently they declared their poll results.
Yes, sir.
What can we make out of that result? Where exactly Pakistan is heading for?
So as far as the results are concerned, there is no absolute majority.
That I know. I mean, what you could make out of that result?
So there are reports that the army's hold is gradually decreasing in the poll aspect, poll verdict and all, because the candidates backed by army were not seen winning the elections as desired or they were supposed to do.
Then? Yeah, good. Go on.
So in that manner, we can see that people are trying to come out of that hegemony of army.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Ajay.
Yes,
so your option is history.
Yes, ma'am.
So nowadays, that concern that history should be rewritten.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your opinion regarding that? Do you agree with that?
Ma'am, rewriting history should be a regular process, a regular exercise. If and when we find new evidences, new materials, new archaeological evidences, because we are continuously excavating and doing research and all, and some new evidences or new kind of altogether things can come up, or we are referring to vernacular sources and all. So in that manner, if new things come up, then we can.
According to you, this is all about the ancient history. As per the ASI, archaeological resources or evidences. But what about the modern Indian history, especially our freedom movement? Somehow, you don't think so that like that government changed? Okay, so maybe some influence of that also? If history should be rewritten, so somehow maybe some this type of things happen, maybe?
Ma'am, there is a tendency that history has been biased towards some communities or towards certain ideology. So those needs to be seen, and if we can, for example, there are instances of like Ahom kingdoms and all,
Okay.
and history of Northeast and all.
Okay.
They have not been represented properly in the mainstream.
Yeah.
So those can be added.
Okay, like unsung stories, unsung sagas of history. According to you, it must be added in our history also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now tell me that what is the contribution of Ahom kingdom, which we are not aware about that?
Ma'am, Ahom kingdom ruled for like 6th century in Assam. But still, those don't find mention in the main text and all. So those things can be added, or how they lived and how did they.
Northeast was strongly against Britishers. Maybe you are aware about that?
No, ma'am.
Like the role of Rani Gendanu also from
Yes, ma'am.
Nagaland. Okay, so somehow unsung heroes, somehow unsung women also, that should be mentioned in our history also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so please tell me, especially maybe you read current affairs also.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you aware about the World Government Summit in UAE? Are you aware about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So what is MSP, which is the Center of Agitation or Farmer Agitation? Just please explain in few words.
Ma'am, it stands for minimum support price. Basically, farmers are demanding such intervention from government if and when the market prices are lower. So basically, farmer wants that to be legalized as well, so that they feel at least they will earn something. If there is, let's say, there is bountiful of production, then farmers have to sell their products very cheaply and all.
Okay, farmer agitation is new in India, or is there any history of, we have a long history of farmer agitation in India also?
Yes, ma'am.
When it was started, and who was the leader of main farmer leaders?
Ma'am, from the second decades or in the early 20th century, we have seen farmer movement and all, where there were various movements and organizations like 𝐴𝐸𝐴 movement and all, and Kisan Sabhas and all. So we had...
and the role of Swami Sahajanand Saraswati?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now my last question to you. Contribution of Bengal in our Indian national movement?
Yes, ma'am. We have a term called Bengal Renaissance, and it was the center of cultural and socio reform movement and all. Then
can we say the contribution of Bengal, or can we say that contribution of West Bengal?
Contribution of Bengal wholly, we can say that. And then after we had Swadeshi movement in the 20th century, which was one of the first major mass movement in India. Then we had cultural emphasis from Rabindranath Tagore and all. And then after there were other issues like partition and all, and the shifting of capital and all. So Bengal was the main epicenter of the Indian national movement, which British were aware, and they were trying to weaken that.
But after 1912, it was not the center of movement. Do you think so? After 1912, Bengal was not the center of the movement.
Ma'am, the capital was shifted to Delhi. And then whole focus was shifted towards North India.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Ajay.
Yes, sir.
We have seen history of Bengal, like it was very much prosperous, be it in terms of trade, be it in terms of manufacturing, be it in terms of demography. But after independence, this state sort of was left behind, and we have seen many other states like comparatively Gujarat, Maharashtra. So what didn't work for Bengal, or what was the reason for this?
So first and foremost, the governments which came successively in the Bengal, and there was communist rule as well.
Mm-hmm.
And communists have that ideology or philosophy, and they are against capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
So they try to focus on rural development and all. So in that manner, the economic reforms and all could not take place over there.
Mm-hmm.
And violence, West Bengal was always marred by violence and all.
Mm-hmm.
Law and order situations were not there. So in that manner, the business industrialists and all started looking towards other states.
So according to you, which economic system is better, capitalism or communism? Based on the answer which you gave, so had Bengal inclined towards capitalism, such state would have not been possible. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So that means you are favoring capitalism more, is it?
Yes, sir. So I would like to favor capitalism, because even in communism, we have seen the tendency of dictatorship and all. They have good philosophy, no doubt about that. But in reality, in practice, the reality is quite different.
But capitalism has its own sort of negative aspects, negative attributes. How do we take on those?
So as we are seeing, the capitalism has a lot of issues like growing inequalities and all. The government right now is trying to increase the share of the pie so that over time it gets trickled down into the masses as well. So economic survey too has highlighted the same thing.
Okay, no problem. See, recently there have been demands in terms of giving classical language status to Bengali. So how do you think it will help the state of West Bengal? Can you think of something? Okay, no problem. Can you tell me the criteria which is used to declare any language as a classical language?
So I'm not aware.
Okay, no problem. Since you have studied physics, can you tell me some recent developments in physics? Anything?
So recent as in even a decade old.
Take it. Go ahead.
So we had the God particle phenomena was experimentally done in Large Hadron Collider. So all those aspects.
How is physics as a subject utilized in everyday life?
So if we talk about physics, then let's say right now we are sitting right now here. So everything is bound by gravity and all. So almost everything, whatever we do in life, physics have that part and all. And
something related to time? Okay, no problem. I have seen you are interested into cricket, badminton, table tennis, chess.
yes, sir.
So how do you find time to manage such diverse sports interest?
So right now I'm playing only badminton, and every now and then I play chess with my roommate. Cricket I played like 2 to 3 months ago. So I'm trying to balance all, but badminton I'm playing in regular touch.
Do you have any achievements in any of these sports?
No, sir. So I play just for the sake of playing.
Okay. See, when we talk about cricket,
Yes, sir.
Dexa Test was in news related to cricket. Are you aware of this?
Sorry, sir.
Dexa Test.
No, sir.
Okay. Are you aware of yo-yo test?
You test, yes, sir.
What is it?
So that is a fitness standard test currently followed by BCCI, so where you have to score a certain score or point in order to prove your fitness.
Okay. Can you tell me some committees associated with STs or PBTGs?
So we had the 𝐷 commission, which asked for the sub-classification of STs into PBTGs.
Can you tell me some policy or some approach of development of STs or PBTGs which was led right after independence? Or I'll give you a hint by Prime Minister Nehru. Yes.
Panchil of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, or Honorable Prime Minister, where he talked about STs should be developed within themselves or by themselves only. We should not force into their lands, and they should have their own unique identity and culture, and their development should be grounded in those values only.
So in your opinion, is that policy still relevant today? Or we should strive towards modernizing them?
So those values are still relevant because as we have seen, scheduled tribes, they like to stay close to the nature. And we have seen protests and all regarding developmental projects and all. For example, we have seen in Odisha and all. And so whatever they aspire to do, they like to keep in touch with the nature and all. So that should be the developmental method if we are to see.
Okay, one last question.
Yes.
Based on your entire experience, like be it in terms of educational qualification or be it in terms of life in general, what new things you can bring into administration?
So I would like to contribute like open door policy and all that I would like to practice where I'd be accessible to the people.
Okay, number one. Number two?
I would like to bring my diverse knowledge which I've gained after learning physics as well as history. And more importantly, from the background I have come, considering my upbringing and all, I know what a hardship and all looks like. So I'd be more compassionate toward the people and all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.